Hey, this is X-Cult Baby back with another video, and today I'm going to retell the story of Dinah. Thank you for the suggestion from username JW Asherman Dragonwinter. It's a great suggestion. I appreciate it, and I hope this video is everything you could have wanted. If you have an idea for a Bible story that I should cover, please let me know in the comments, and who knows, the next video could be based on your suggestion. I upload a new Atheist Bible reading video every Thursday, so subscribe if you want to see more of those. One of my New Year's resolutions is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And that is a lofty goal, but I already have 17, so shout out to you guys. You know who you are. You guys are the best. Thank you for subscribing. And when I reach 100 subscribers, I will do a live Q&A video. That is my promise to you. So subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned for that. So this story about Dinah is not one of the more well-known, most often told Bible stories, but it is one that I heard a lot as a Jehovah's Witness. And the reason is because it was brought up a lot on the issue of association. For those of you who don't know, Jehovah's Witnesses are pretty much told just not to make friends with people who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses also. When I was a little kid and I was homeschooled, I was not allowed to play with the neighbor kids on our street or on our block or anything like that. I was only allowed to play with other witness kids that my parents knew. And when I was in high school, and I actually went to public school my junior year, I wasn't allowed to bring home any of my school friends or hang out with them outside of school at all. I was a pretty lonely kid, and a lot of Jehovah's Witness kids are lonely. And this story is one of the scriptures that they cite often to back up this this teaching that, you know, you're not supposed to have friends that are outside of the good people, I guess, because everybody who's not a Jehovah's Witness is evil, I guess. Anyways, let's get into the story. So, Dinah is one of the daughters of this guy, Jacob. I'll just call him Jake. And Jake is a pretty important guy in the Bible. He has a lot of kids that are important, but enough about him for right now. The point is, he and his family have moved to, well, they've moved right outside of this city in the land of Canaan. Okay, and Dinah likes to go into the city and hang out with her gal pals. And then one day, she goes into the city to hang out with her friends. And this guy, Shechem, is like, yep, I'm gonna rape her. So this Shechem guy is the son of a prominent chieftain of the city, or the area, or whatever. So he probably just gets away with whatever he wants with impunity to some degree. So he goes and rapes Dinah, as you do. And then the Bible goes on to describe how he fell in love with her. I don't buy that, but I mean, this was just clearly written by men, but whatever. So he decides he just has to marry this girl, and he tells his father, like, listen, I'm gonna marry this girl, so let's go see Jake and try to let's make a deal, you know? Let's make a deal. Let's get this bitch. Evidently, Dinah has not gone home yet because she doesn't go home until later in the story, so I'm assuming that she's just being held captive at this point. So Jake hears from somewhere, doesn't really specify, that Dinah has been raped and is evidently being held in the city, and he does nothing about it. He specifically doesn't tell his sons, but his sons hear about it anyway, and they are, you know, like, understandably pissed off. So Shechem's father Hamor and Shechem, they go and they meet with the brothers, and they're like, hey, so like Shechem really wants to marry your sister, and what if we just like make a family alliance, a marriage alliance, you know, you can marry our daughters and we can marry your daughters and we can trade with each other and stuff, you know, let's just be friends. Let's be friends. Of course, Shechem makes the mistake of being like, I'll give you anything for your sister. Anything. And they're like, anything? Okay. Well, we can't make an alliance with you as long as you guys are all uncircumcised. So go make sure that everyone in the city is circumcised, and then we'll definitely do this. And this definitely isn't a trap. And they're like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound like a trap at all. Let's do it. So somehow these guys convince everybody in the city, all the men in the city, to get circumcised. And 3 days later, 2 of Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, they take their swords, they go into the city while the men are still presumably in pain, catch them by surprise, and kill every single man in the city. They also take Dinah and get her out of there, so good for her. Then all her other brothers come in and they plunder and pillage the city. You know, like, just take all their shit. Livestock, we got it. Possessions, we got it. Wives and children, we got those too. Ugh. I mean, they're certainly going to be, like, raped and enslaved. But, you know. So Jake goes to Levi, and he's like, Why would you two do this? What are the neighbors gonna think? They're gonna fucking hate us now. How do you expect us to keep living in Canaan now that you go pillaring and plundering everywhere? Why the fuck would you do that? What the fuck is wrong with you? And they're just like, well, you know what? That's what they get for treating our sister like a prostitute. So yeah, it's a pretty short story. So this is gonna be a short video, obviously. I only have a couple of comments on this one. Number one, as you can probably tell from my last video, I'm not a big fan of rape. Not a fan of that as a concept. And if I were Simeon and Levi and someone had just raped my sister and then came around and tried to be my friend about it, I would have taken my sword and cut his dick off. But these bloodthirsty motherfuckers, that's not enough. They don't just kill the guy that raped her. They don't just kill that guy's father because he apparently approves and is letting it happen. They go in and kill every motherfucker in the city. All of them. Just in a rage. Like, I feel like they're the kind of white boys that would punch the wall when they're mad, you know? And their father isn't like, holy fuck, my sons are mass murderers. He's just like, what will the neighbors think? Ugh. Only in the Bible does that make any sense. My second comment is that when this story was presented to me and a lot of other witnesses, and maybe other Christians too, I don't know, but I don't really hear about this story from anybody else. But when this story was presented to me, it was supposed to be a cautionary tale for why you should not have worldly, non-witness friends, because all that shit that happened is somehow Dinah's fault. It was her fault for getting raped, and apparently it's also her fault that her brothers are bloodthirsty motherfuckers who just go in and kill everybody. And apparently it's also her fault that the other brothers went in and pillaged everything and took a bunch of slaves and shit. Like, this is all her fault. The way that this was presented to me was none of this would have happened if Dinah had just stayed at home. Don't get me wrong. Dinah was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that does not make it her fault at all. Like, victim blaming? Really? That's the message we're going to put in a children's Bible story book? Victim blaming? That's fucked up. And considering that she lives with a bunch of pillaging, killing pirates, then I feel like if I were her, I would probably want to spend as much time away from my family as possible too. So anyways, that's it. That's all I got to say. Thank you again for the suggestion. It was JW Ashman Dragon Winter. That is a great username, by the way. Thank you again for the suggestion. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already done so, and share this video. That would help me out so much. Social media is all in the description if you want to follow me on any other platforms and keep in touch with me. That's it. Thank you for watching.